Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to a new Tenerife news update. Going to run through all the latest news and information. There's been a few slight changes if you are coming over to Tenerife or the Canary Islands soon. If you are new to the channel, a big welcome. I am Andrew. I have lived here for nearly 8 years now. And I do these little regular updates, various other videos on the channel, so a big welcome and thanks for tuning in. We're going to start where we always do, and that is of course with a COVID update. What are the latest figures over here at the moment? So this is as of yesterday. It's always the day before the information, so this is as of Saturday the 19th of February. No deaths today, and hospital admissions drop by 15%. So it is still continuing to drop, which is fantastic. The latest data from the Ministry of Health highlights 2 positives today. Firstly, that there's been no deaths in the last 24 hours, and also that the active cases in the hospitals have dropped from 438 to 376, and the ICU numbers were down slightly as well, so still all moving in a positive direction. Of the new cases, we've got 1,209 in total. Tenerife 511, Gran Canaria 491, Fuerteventura 90, Lanzarote 51, La Palma 45, La Gomera 15 and El Hierro 6. Now those numbers I do think reflect on the numbers of people that actually live on those islands and the populations. They're probably all a very similar percentage. 511 sounds a lot for Tenerife, but it is one of the biggest islands, same as Gran Canaria. The likes of El Hierro, very small, which has 6, so it's pretty relative that. Total active cases per island now, 16,860 overall. Gran Canaria has the most with 7,850. Tenerife 6,775. Fuerteventura 1,381. Lanzarote 377. La Palma 346. La Gomera 93 and El Hierro 38. So they are the latest figures. They are continuing to drop down, which is fantastic. We can see that because I'm going to run through a slight change to the rules over here. Now, we have stayed in level 4 in Tenerife. However, they did tweak the rules of level 4 slightly, so the measures have slightly changed. I'm going to run through exactly what those changes are. The article here says that the Canary Islands government has shown their intention to continue with the de-escalation of the restrictions in the islands after yesterday's review of the situation. This means that Gran Canaria and Tenerife groups of up to 8 people are allowed, except cohabitants, and closing times are now set at 3 AM, so you've got a little bit of a later closing time if their license allows it. In specifics, overview for Tenerife and Gran Canaria: general capacity outdoors 75%, indoors 50%. Groups of people in spaces for public and private use, indoors or outdoors, is 8 people maximum, except for cohabitants. So if you are a big family, you're fine. If you're meeting up with friends, it is a maximum of 8. Closing times in establishments and activities that prior to the pandemic do not have a fixed closing time or had a later closing time is now 3 AM. So your likes of those bars and restaurants and nightclubs that do have the license, they can now stay open until 3 AM. Nightlife, nightclubs, fun pubs, discos, 75% and 50% indoors, with tables of 8 people closing at 3 AM. So a little bit of better news there. Hospitality, bars, restaurants, 75 outdoors, 50% indoors, again 3 AM. So they've tweaked it slightly in terms of the closing times, but we're still technically in level 4. It's all good news, very positive. I was in Siam Mall this morning and they were removing all the stickers on the floor that were for social distancing. I am noticing things going on that does show the de-escalation. I was in Siam Park last week. There'll be a vlog on that coming up on the channel this week. And I was there for the day where they changed all the signs from it's mandatory to wear a mask to it's optional. So that we are seeing a big de-escalation, which is fantastic. Do not be put off by the level 4. It sounds very bad, but they keep reducing what is level 4. I don't know why they don't just move us down a level. Level 4 does sound a bit scary to people, but I would not let it put you off at all. To be honest, Tenerife very much feels back to normal this last week. It really, really does. You don't really notice a reduction in the restaurants and bars. It all seems very busy, very full in a good way, not over full. It's all very, very positive over here at the moment. I am going to move on to the next article now, and that Aero asks for more restrictions to be lifted. People want to dance and have fun. Following yesterday's announcement by the government to extend the closing hours, which I've just mentioned, to 3 a.m. The Aero, which is Association of Tenerife Leisure, things like that, have asked that, you know, they want the council to allow people to start dancing again. They're happy with the reductions, they're happy with the capacity, but they would love to get rid of the limitations on people dancing, having a bit more fun. We are happy because the extra hour makes a big difference, especially now that things are picking up after 2 years. This change gives nightlife the ability to take 30% more income due to the nature of the businesses. It is clear that people want to go out, turn the page, dance and have fun. And what we would like is for the process to be a little bit quicker and not take too long for that change to come. So there is calls for your dancing to start again. Do you agree? Do you disagree with that? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure there'll be arguments for and against, but for now we should be happy with what we've got, I think, and hopefully in the next few weeks, coming months, we will see a change where people will be allowed to dance again. I'm probably thinking maybe the summer for that. We might see that change come in. We don't want to go too fast with it, but I've got to say it is all moving in a very, very positive way at the moment. Moving on to the next article. The capacity of sporting events is back to 100%. So if you were going to your football game at CD Tenerife or any other sporting events, it is back to 100% capacity, which is brilliant. Any of those sporting events can have a lot more audience now. And the next article I have, I told you it's all very positive. Blue skies, sunshine. It's very, very positive news update, this one. Favourite destination of the British continues to be the Canary Islands. We are seeing a lot of Brits arriving. I must say though, with how busy the island is, how busy the airport is, don't think it's all British. There is a lot of European tourists here. People are seeing it busy going, oh yeah, well it's our kids' half term. I really do think the majority are other EU tourists. Your Germans, Netherlands, Swedish. They are here in high numbers. For the cars, the majority of calls I get, not many are actually Brits. So don't be fooled. There is a lot of Brits coming, but a lot of other EU tourists as well. All absolutely fantastic. To the next little bit of news. The Canary Islands continues to be the favourite, as I mentioned. The British ambassador was in Adeki yesterday and said he believes that tourism numbers will continue to increase soon. So the British ambassador has been over and he just thinks it will continue to grow. One thing he did say was, though, there is no talks and no agreements being negotiated for the 90-day rule to be extended to 180. A few people were going and hoping it was going to change to British being allowed to stay for 180 days. He did say there is not even any negotiations going on for that at the moment. So it is still 90 days maximum in a 6-month period for British if you are coming over or from the UK. That is since Brexit. In more positive news, people in England will no longer have to self-isolate after testing positive by the end of this week. Boris Johnson has confirmed that. So if you did come over and you were unlucky and you did contract COVID, you would still not have to isolate when you got home. You would still be able to go to work. They are really considering COVID now as a much less stronger strain, a lot less effective, which is fantastic. Just to briefly explain, if you did want to come over to Tenerife or you're coming over, all you will need to do is fill in the Spanish QR form, which is free. The link to that is in the description. You fill that in, you'll scan it in when you arrive at the airport. You must be fully vaccinated as well. Bear in mind as well, your second jab or second vaccination must be no older than 9 months. So if your second vaccination for your second jab was over 9 months ago, you will need to show that you've had a booster. Okay, so bear that in mind. If you're coming over with children, you can now come without them being vaccinated. However, you do need to have a PCR test for them. That is for children aged between 12 and 18. So if you're traveling with them, they will need to show a negative PCR test when you arrive here in Tenerife if they are not fully vaccinated. And then you can come, enjoy, have a good time, have your vaccination certificate on your phone in case some of the venues ask. However, the last 2 weeks I've had family over and nowhere has asked to see it. But have it with you just in case. Come and have fun, relax, don't stress, enjoy. And then when you do return home, you have to fill in the UK Traveller Locator form. A lot of people think that's been scrapped. It hasn't. You must still complete the UK Traveller Locator form. The only thing that has been scrapped is the tests going back. So you do still have to fill in that form for free. Again, the link to that is in the description. You fill it all in, wherever you're staying, where have you been, blah 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 blah, all very easy. And then you will be emailed a PDF version of your locator form. It will have a barcode on the top. Very important, if you can, print it off. If you can't, have it very handy and available on your phone. I'll tell you the reason why. When you go back through the airport and you're checking in or you're going through with your baggage, they do check your boarding pass and your traveller locator form. They don't want to see your vaccination, they want to see the traveller locator form and your boarding pass. Now when mum and dad went home yesterday, my family, we got to the check-in desk and it was bedlam, because she was saying, oh, can I see your traveller locator form? And everyone was scrambling, and my dad had it on his email, my mum had it on her WhatsApp. Have them readily available at the check-in desk. There's my boarding pass, there's my passport, and there's my UK Traveller Locator form. They just check that your name is on it. They don't scan it in, they just check the name. Then you'll fly home to the UK, and that is it. You don't have to scan it, it just has to be filled in. They're not actually checking the forms when you get back to the UK. I do think they will be scrapped soon, to be honest, but you do still have to do them. I think it does maybe come up on the computer that you filled it in. Perhaps, I'm not 100% sure, but they're not checking them when you get back, but they do check them before you board the plane here, before you check in, so have them handy. In other news, weather is absolutely fantastic, blue skies. We've had temperatures of 27 degrees this week. The island very, very busy. The beach is very busy. I went to Del Duque the other day and you couldn't get a sunbed. My family went, and by 9:45, all the sunbeds were gone. So my biggest recommendation is book early, book your cars early, book your hotels early, book your restaurants early, and any excursion that you're planning to do, get there early. Get to your boat trips early, get to your beach nice and early. If you want sunbeds on the beach and it's going to be a sunny day, get there before 10. After 10 o'clock, everyone's had their breakfast, they all pile onto the beach and it gets very busy indeed. Parking as well. I tried to park in the harbour at Los Cristianos the other day at about 1 o'clock and the car park was full, complete, even though it's a pay-for car parking. Full, and about 10 cars waiting for someone to come out for them to go in. So it is busy, which is fantastic. I don't think anyone is complaining over here. It's great for business. Everyone's having a fantastic time. But yeah, my recommendation is, as always, make sure you book nice and early. I think that is most of the news run through. If I did miss anything, do let me know in the comments. As I said, if you are new, a big welcome. Consider subscribing. We've got 34,000 subscribers now on the channel, and it is completely free. It will just let you know when I do one of these updates again, or when we do a live stream. And we do live streams every single week from here, so you'll get to see exactly how busy things are, etc. But that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Go and follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I do post little bits of information on there throughout the week. If you're coming over, have a fantastic time. Bring plenty of sun cream. It does go a little bit chillier at night time, so bring a couple of little jackets, maybe your jeans for when it goes dark. It does go a little bit nippier at night time. But as for the daytime, it's shorts, t-shirts. Beautiful, beautiful out here. And that is it from me. Thank you very much. Stride on, as it says. And hopefully see you soon with more good news. Bye, guys.